Hey everyone, and welcome! Today we're diving into a play from the 1950s that is just so sharp, so funny, and, surprisingly still hits home. It's J.B. Priestley's Mother's Day. And it's all about a mom who finally decides she is done being the family doormat. So, let's get into it.
This is the big question the whole play is built on, right? It's a situation a lot of us can probably imagine. You've got that one person in the family who does everything, the unsung hero, and they're just taken for granted, day in and day out. And then one day, they just snap. Priestley uses this super simple idea to kick off what is basically a hilarious little suburban revolt.
So, let's meet our main character, Mrs. Annie Pearson. She's a sweet woman, probably in her 40s, but she's just constantly worried and completely run ragged by her family. And honestly, they treat her less like a mom and more like an unpaid servant who's just supposed to be there, ready to do whatever they want, whenever they want it.
And this quote right here, this just gets to the absolute heart of her problem. See, Mrs. Pearson isn't blind to it. She sees how thoughtless and selfish her family is, but she loves them anyway. And it's that apologetic side of her, that, they don't mean to be, attitude, that's kept her from ever really standing up for herself.
So, to try and fix things, she turns to her neighbor, Mrs. Fitzgerald. And, wow, these two could not be more different. Mrs. Fitzgerald is basically everything Mrs. Pearson isn't. She's strong, she's confident, she's totally dominating. She's a fortune teller, she spent time out in the East, and she has this very worldly, no-nonsense way of looking at things.
Mrs. Pearson says she's tried, dropping a hint here and there about how unhappy she is, but yeah, it's had zero effect. Mrs. Fitzgerald sees right through that. She knows that for a family this stuck in their ways, you need a shock to the system. Gentle suggestions are just not going to cut it.
And there it is. So blunt, so simple. Mrs. Fitzgerald just completely dismisses the whole idea of hints. She's convinced the only way to really fix the Pearson family is with direct, forceful action. And boy, does she have a wild plan to make that happen.
Okay, so this is where the play gets a little bit out there. Mrs. Fitzgerald suggests they use an ancient spell to swap personalities. Yep, she, with her tough, assertive personality, is going to take over Mrs. Pearson's body to teach this family a lesson that they are never, ever going to forget.
And the spell itself is kind of funny, right? It's all very simple and mysterious. She just mutters a few words, Arshtadam, Arshtatalam, and boom, it's done. The two women go limp for a second, and when they wake up, the toughest nails Mrs. Fitzgerald is looking out of Mrs. Pearson's eyes. And she is ready for a fight. So the swap is complete. The new Mrs. Pearson just sits down, calmly lights a cigarette, and waits. One by one, her completely clueless, entitled family members start to trickle in, and they are all in for the shock of their lives.
First one through the door is her daughter, Doris. She just breezes in, doesn't even say hello, and demands that her mom iron her yellow silk dress for a date. It's just the perfect example of the kind of casual entitlement that poor Mrs. Pearson has been putting up with for years.
And the response she gets? It's immediate, it's cool, and it is absolutely shocking to Doris. There's no explanation, no apology, just a flat no. The new Mrs. Pearson isn't asking for respect anymore. She's demanding it. Oh, and she is just getting started. When Doris gets upset, her mom just brutally tears apart her choice of boyfriend, calling him buck-teeth and half-witted. So, this isn't just about refusing to do chores anymore. This is a total teardown of Doris's entire world, and it leaves her in tears.
Her son, Cyril, is the next to walk in, and he has the same breezy arrogance, asking if his tea is ready and if his clothes have been mended. He gets the exact same cold shoulder. Her reason this time? I couldn't bother. The message could not be clearer. The 24/7 mom service is officially closed for business.
She then tells her totally stunned children about her new philosophy. She's joined the movement for a 40-hour work week. From now on, Saturdays and Sundays are her days off. You can just imagine their faces. The free ride is over, and these kids are completely floored.
Finally, the man of the house himself, George Pearson, walks in. Now, this is a very pompous, self-important kind of guy, and he is immediately horrified. His wife, who never drinks, never smokes, is just sitting there with a bottle of stout. It's a direct challenge to everything he thinks a proper wife should be.
So when George starts complaining about dinner and puffing his chest out about how important he is at his club, she delivers the final, crushing blow. She tells him that his buddies at the club, they don't respect him at all. In fact, they make fun of him behind his back, calling him Pompey Pearson, because he's so slow and full of himself. And that just shatters his whole world.
Meanwhile, the real Mrs. Pearson, who's been hiding out next door, just can't stand seeing her family this miserable, even if they kinda deserve it. So she rushes back and begs Mrs. Fitzgerald to switch them back. The lesson has been taught, and it was a harsh one. Now it's time to see if it actually worked.
But before they swap back, Mrs. Fitzgerald gives her one last crucial piece of advice. She says, don't you dare go soft, don't start explaining, and definitely don't apologize. Because if she does, all this tough work will be for nothing, and she'll be right back where she started. So back in her own body, but filled with this newfound confidence, Mrs. Pearson lays down the new terms of service. Tonight, everyone is staying home. They're going to play a nice game of rummy together, and the kids, they're going to get supper ready. This is the new normal, and she's not backing down. And how does the family take it? Well, they are shaken, they are apologetic, and they eagerly agree to everything. They are so terrified of that tough, stout-drinking woman they just met that they are more than happy to have their kinder mom back, even if it's on her terms. The revolution, it seems, was a total success.
So what's the big takeaway here? I mean, why are we still talking about a play that was written so long ago? Well, it's because the things it talks about are absolutely timeless.
When you get right down to it, the play uses humor and satire to take a hard look at the role of mothers in a family, all the unseen and unappreciated work they do. It's a critique of that old-school family structure where one person is just expected to sacrifice everything for everyone else's comfort.
And that leaves us with this final, really powerful question. Yeah, the details might have changed since the 1950s, the stout, the card games, whatever. But are the core problems still genuine? Is that unequal sharing of household work and emotional effort still a thing in families today? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining.
Prepared by K. Rajendra Prasad.